Greetings everyone at home, this is Matthew M80 Markoff, and today is the announcement you've all been waiting for. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone that has stuck by my side, to everyone educated enough to use their own discernment and seeing M80 is a truly good person. M80 was really Chino's friend, his family, in his lifetime and beyond. I say that to say this. As of today, the quote-unquote estate of Chino XL that has since been removed, consisting of China Barbosa, Chino's oldest daughter, and her lapdog for hire, Stacy Castro, can no longer sue me as the estate of Chino XL for anything. In probate court, the judge appointed a third party to oversee all estate affairs. That's why you have not seen any posts shit-talking me in the past couple months, because they cannot. They have been removed from the Chino XL account. They still are holding on to another account. I don't know what it's called, Chino XL Estate, Chino XL Legacy, something like that. That was originally Gift Revolver's account for Chino in the comic books that they just took from him and created into something new. But legally, it's over. They cannot come sue me on the behalf of Derek Barbosa for anything. Now, if China wants to sue me for whatever, great. Stacy Castro, great. I could literally just remove a wristwatch and get rid of any of these lawsuits, but I wouldn't even have to do that because I've done absolutely nothing wrong. 100% of the albums that they claimed were unauthorized have been legally fully authorized. All the works that they said were doctored and Frankenstein and blah, 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 were works Chino XL actually created in his lifetime. All the albums were actually contracted by Chino XL in his lifetime. Every time they claimed that I didn't provide them paperwork, all the paperwork was provided to them literally weeks after Chino's passing, the first time China requested it. Her taking Body Bag Ben to court, claiming that Ben and associates owed her money that Chino didn't receive, was dismissed. They lost that case. Monies were received and documented. All the slander, the defamation, the libel, all that, shit-talking me, I proved wrong 1,000 plus times over with receipts. It was never just take my word for it. First thing I did today was make sure to deliver to their attorney a nice, salty collection of nuts. It was very important for me to be sure that their legal counsel got to taste the greatness of my nuts. I was not the one to come for any member of Chino's family first. They came at me first, and I defended and attacked adequately, honorably, and victoriously. I'm not saying this to make me seem like some kind of fucking more holier than thou motherfucker. But Derek Barbosa's life, the life of Chino XL, meant something to me. And with the exception of a few close friends and family, it's safe to say that I did more for that man in his lifetime and more for his family, Lyric, Bella, their mothers, their close network, than all the rest combined. When we released these albums, first thing I did was make sure the money never touched my hand. The accounting would go straight from the label to their mothers and associates and the daughters. Chino XL never owned any of his own music. First thing I did when I acquired rights was make sure the rights reverted to his daughters. They own all the posthumous works. I did that. You want me to believe for 1 second my friend's not proud of me? That I haven't stood 10 toes down to make sure that his legacy lives on, that his family is taken care of and accommodated for and cared for? I've done that. And legally shut that shit the fuck down. I hope they save this message. I hope they watch it every day, because your obsession with all things M80 versus backing what's right is why you lost. You trying to convince people that I was the problem when China, you know damn well, when your father passed, I offered my help and assistance free of charge. But no, you didn't want to work with another man. You didn't want to work with someone you thought owned your father. Ridiculous. He was my real friend. And I'm not one of his friends that stabbed him in the back. And I'm not one of his friends that wasn't there for him in his time of need. And I'm not one of his friends who stole from him, and I can name names. I was one of the realest people your father ever encountered in his lifetime, and held it down for him at all turns. You chose to work with Stacy Castro, someone your father fired in writing on 2 to 3 or more occasions. And instead of working with me for free to help you as a member of his family, pay Stacy Castro out of estate monies. Lyric and Bella haven't seen a cent of estate monies. After Chino passed and donations were made, they have not seen a penny of that. So, to all those who stuck with me, to all those who are smart enough to be like, perhaps the guy who paid for the life-changing surgery that kept Chino alive an extra 2 years, perhaps the same guy that fronted the cost of the funeral to Chino's family, perhaps he's not a bad guy. Perhaps he actually is someone who really cares. If you were smart enough to follow along that line and train of thought, thank you. Thank you to all those who support the records at 1332records.com, a deal in which Chino did in his lifetime, and a deal in which other people that own Chino records were able to also do at their volition. Totally up to them. But now Stacy Castro somehow owns a Chino XL record. Now you're going to get a re-release of some album from 20, 30 years ago, and she's going to put new people that weren't on the album. That's doctoring a record. That's Frankensteining a project. I did not do that. I am super proud that the fans of Chino XL, the real fans, have got to hear his musical legacy that he left. It's not just limited to the 5 albums that he released in his lifetime. There's so much more that's been released and so much more to come. And I'm proud to have done my part. And I'm proud to know that I will always be there for Lyric and Bella, their mothers, their friends, whenever they need me. Because that's the kind of person I am. And it makes me feel good knowing that my friend is looking down on me and is proud of me and wants me to continue pushing the line. A year and change ago, when I went to the medium that was requested by Chino's daughter Bella, you would get a lot out of this, Matt. I think you'd like this. And I went and I was in tears because Chino didn't come to the room immediately. My grandma came first. And Chino loved my grandma. Made an Instagram post for my birthday one year saying my grandma was his favorite person in the world. You know, M80's been there for me, my family, my art at all turns. And my grandma brought Chino to the room and let me know that that connection was real. And he said, don't stop what you're doing. I'm with you. I had never heard Chino mention China one time, not once, in 17 plus years. The only time I ever saw the name China was on his publishing registrations for China Music. Awesome. If Bella or Lyric was Chino's first kid, it'd probably be called For Lyric Music or For Bella Music. It's the only time I heard the name China. There was clearly a reason that Chino did not want me to know of the existence of this person. And through these trials and tribulations, 100% can see why. The rest of Chino's family, extended, has rallied around me. Why? Because they know the truth. They know my character. They know who I am as a person inside the business and outside the business. I'm someone who cares, clearly. I have worked with over a dozen artists who have passed. You take all those families combined, and I have not experienced a tenth of the disrespect that I have when it came down to China Barbosa and Stacy Castro, who attempted to cry wolf after the fact. We came at M80 first, and M80's coming back 100 times harder. Oh, defamation, slander, libel. Good luck. Good luck to you. So to the people who helped fund the state's lawsuit against me, I hope you all have to go work 9 to 5s now. That was a waste of fucking money. Because I could have told you from the onset that wasn't going to fly. They went through 5, 6 different attorneys that all quit on them. Why? Because attorneys are bound by ethics. There's no case to be had here. The contracts are real. I'm sorry your father wasn't someone who made millions of dollars over the course of his rap career. But you know what? He was rich in heart. He was rich in spirit, and he loved his family, especially his family members that loved him back, and not ones that were mad at me for paying to keep him alive, that wish he would have been gone earlier. In a written sworn statement, affidavit, Stacey Castro is quoted as saying, "I'm glad Chino's gone. Now he can't stand in the way of his own career." And China, this is the person you chose to align yourself with. I would never. Those words could never come out of my mouth. I could never disrespect my man in his lifetime, and I'd never disrespect him in the hereafter. It is absolutely insane that rather than working with someone your father loved and was never fired for free to the benefit of every member of Chino's family, you chose to give up 20% to some woman that did absolutely nothing to you. She's claiming she owns the intellectual property of Chino XL merchandise and the Chino XL name and a Chino XL album. What did you do? What the fuck did you do? As every attorney left, you found the one that did not care about the ethics of it all. Clearly, it was about some money. And even he couldn't defeat me. You were really going to sue the person who spent over $80,000 to aid your father in his lifetime. Who paid off the IRS note? Me. Who got him in the new apartment? Me. Who got him the best album deals for the most money? Me. The most money for his features? Me. Who paid for the surgery to keep him alive? Me. And you wanted to hate me. You wanted to sell the world on how bad of a person I am because I'm successful and I'm not frugal with my money like some closest to Chino, and made that motherfucker smile every day I was around. Helped him give his family who cared about him additional years of life. Some of the best moments Chino had were in the past 2 years prior to his passing, when he had a renewed sense of life, a renewed sense of health and well-being. So as not to make this any more long-winded than it already is, the estate of Chino XL, China and Stacey Castro cannot sue me as the estate of Derek Barbosa. If they want to sue me as their individuals, good luck. There's nothing to sue me for. I don't have any business with y'all motherfuckers. And I never defamed or slandered you. All I did was put your truth back into your fucking face. They ask now, am I going to terminate my lawsuit against them? I mean, clearly, I have the most winning case ever now. I could literally sue for any amount of money I want and win. All the contracts were legally validated. All the albums that you said were unauthorized and bootleg were authorized and legit, made by Chino XL. I'm waiting for my public apology. That will come from the page of Chino XL. I believe it has to be done in the next 30 days. I'm in no rush for it, but just know it's coming. And there will still be people on the internet shit-talking me because you fear success. You fear leadership. You fear the revolution. It's televised right here and right now. So everyone, I don't care what your fucking level of fame or star status or your level of friendship was to Chi, look me in my fucking eyes. Do you recognize this level of real? If you don't, it sounds like a you problem. For those of you that do, love is love. Thank you. Always. Peace.